I am so scared.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 horror movie trailers.
Is anyone at home? Oh, that must be my mother.
Is anything wrong?
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it?
For this list, we'll be looking at the best teasers or full-length trailers for horror and horror-adjacent films. What makes a great horror film trailer for you? Let us know in the comments. Number 20, Halloween. From the opening seconds featuring director John Carpenter's eerie score, the trailer for this classic slasher will immediately have you rattled.
Halloween night. A small American town. 15 years ago.
As Dr. Samuel Loomis, played by Donald Pleasance, describes escaped killer Michael Myers as, quote, purely and simply evil, it's clear he's a force of absolute terror and destruction. With terrifying highlights like Myers dressed up as a ghost, or emerging from darkness behind Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, the Halloween trailer will have you eager to see more, but petrified about what might come next.
Halloween. The night he came home.
Number 19, A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors. The original Nightmare on Elm Street is definitely the best one, but when it comes to marketing, nothing beats the third installment. In this unsettling teaser, a little girl sits on her bed singing in key with a music box about diabolical dream invader Freddy Krueger. As the camera pans around the room, taking in all the seemingly innocuous aspects of this bedroom, the viewer's unease grows more and more until a jump scare that will leave you breathless and perhaps a little disoriented.
9, 10.
Good luck getting the nursery rhyme out of your head and getting to sleep after watching this trailer. Number 18, Goodnight Mommy. This Austrian horror film's trailer gives just enough information to draw you in, while withholding enough to keep you intrigued. When a woman returns home after cosmetic surgery, her young sons, played by identical twins, Elias and Lucas Schwarz, realize this isn't their mother.
Mama?
The fear in this trailer comes not from blood and monsters, but from disturbing quiet, with the two brothers speaking in hushed tones to each other as they try to uncover this mystery. However, there are plenty of skin-crawling moments to be found, including one with a cockroach and a mouth. Number 17, The Strangers. Vacations never go exactly as we want them to, but they usually don't turn out as horrifying as this. In director Brian Bertino's home invasion thriller, couple Kristen McKay and James Hoyt, played by Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, find their isolated vacation home invaded by a trio of masked intruders.
We gotta get out of here. Then open the door, and I just want you to run, okay?
With no easy way out or understanding of what's going on, The Strangers trailer immediately puts you in the character's shoes, wondering what you would or could do to get out of this situation. You'll want to triple check your locks after watching this one.
Why are you doing this to us? Because you were home.
Number 16, Sinister. Sinister is definitely the perfect word to describe this movie and its trailer. Author Ellison Oswalt, played by Ethan Hawke, has some big plans for his next book.
Is the story a good one this time?
I'm gonna write the best book that anybody's ever read.
During a trip up to the attic, he finds a box of film reels, showing just what happened to the home's previous occupants. With the symbol of a child soul-eating pagan deity occurring throughout the footage, Ellison is rightfully terrified, and so are we. It's even scarier if you have kids. Remember, if you have a bad feeling about a house, it's best to listen to your gut.
What's the matter? What's happened?
Get the kids, pack the car. We have to leave here now.
Number 15, The Blair Witch Project. If you knew nothing about the Blair Witch Project before seeing the trailer, you might have been fooled into believing it was real.
I just want to apologize to Mike's mom and Josh's mom and my mom. I am so sorry.
The trailer for this found footage horror classic is a masterclass in stoking fear through realism. Starting with audio from actress Heather Donahue's iconic apology scene, the Blair Witch trailer posits the film as authentic recordings, recovered in the woods. There's little in the way of action, but a whole lot in the way of tension. Even if you know it's all fiction, the Blair Witch trailer can still send shivers down your spine.
I'm so scared.
Number 14, Paranormal Activity. Arguably the most influential found footage film since the Blair Witch Project, Paranormal Activity's trailer made it a must-see. Instead of a standard trailer with only select scenes from the film, the Paranormal Activity trailer focused on the audience.
Something's here. I feel it breathing on me.
Showing participants at an early screening, it highlights just how nerve-wracking of an experience this movie is, and why it's so much fun to see it with an audience. They also include plenty of terrifying moments from the film, showing why the test audience was so unnerved. Once you see this trailer, you know you have to see the movie.
If it's not a ghost, what is it?
Number 13, Poltergeist.
The house looks just like the one next to it. And the one next to that.
If a trailer starts out with a relaxing score and a pan across a suburban street, don't get too cozy. The trailer for this Steven Spielberg-produced horror classic introduces us to all the members of the Freeling family before the narrator tells us there's something more. Cue the flashing TV and one of the most famous line deliveries of all time.
They're here.
As the Poltergeist trailer continues, things go from confusing to chaotic. Without giving anything away, it gets scarier and scarier. 4 decades later, this trailer and movie can still scare the heck out of us. Number 12, Psycho. Psycho is one of the most influential horror films of all time, but the importance of its trailer shouldn't be overlooked. Beginning with shots from the infamous shower scene, the trailer soon cuts to director Alfred Hitchcock introducing the Bates Motel as a quiet little motel, one that's become the scene of the crime.
You have a vacancy.
Oh, we have 12 vacancies.
Accompanied by composer Bernard Herrmann's unforgettable strings, the Psycho trailer is light on exposition, but it conveys the fear in Marion Crane, played by Janet Leigh, and the unease generated by Anthony Perkins' Norman Bates. You might not know exactly what's going on at the Bates Motel, but this trailer should certainly pique your curiosity.
She just goes a little mad sometimes.
Number 11, The Hills Have Eyes Too. It's always a shame when a great trailer is attached to a bad movie. Case in point, The Hills Have Eyes Too. The follow-up to the 2006 remake may have received brutal reviews, but we give the teaser trailer an A. Opening with a beautiful desert landscape and gorgeously picked guitar, courtesy of singer-songwriter Devendra Banhart, the tranquility is interrupted by the stomp of a boot and the dragging of a body.
That shoots from her toe is tickling my blood and shifting its flow.
Another body is dragged behind them, and a camera shift makes us realize we're watching from their POV. If they put the same kind of effort into the actual movie, The Hills Have Eyes 2 could have been an all-time great horror sequel. Number 10, The Conjuring. There's nothing like a good old-fashioned ghost story. The trailer for this 70s set horror film, directed by James Wan of Saw and Insidious, does a great job of establishing the plot and creating dread. Real-life paranormal researchers Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, play footage of them exploring a creepy basement for a college classroom.
What are you guys?
Well, we've been called ghost hunters, paranormal researchers.
But we prefer to be known simply as Ed and Lorraine Warren.
They're then introduced to Lily Taylor's Carolyn Perrin, who says something horrible is happening at her rural home. Horrible might be an understatement. Supposedly inspired by an actual supernatural investigation in Rhode Island, The Conjuring is one of the best horror films of the last decade, and the trailer is equally terrifying.
There's a lady in a dirty nightgown that I see in my dreams. She's standing in front of my mom's bed.
Number 9, Dawn of the Dead. How would you survive a zombie apocalypse? It's a question that immediately springs to mind when watching the Dawn of the Dead trailer. A remake of George A. Romero's classic horror flick, Dawn of the Dead was the perfect kickstart for a new fascination with the undead. The trailer captures all of the fear and pandemonium in director Zack Snyder's film and establishes Sarah Polley's Anna as a protagonist worth rooting for. With multiple memorable shots from the film, dialogue that shows exactly what's at stake, and a series of abrupt cuts that build tension, the Dawn of the Dead trailer is equal parts exciting and frightening.
Why are they coming here?
Maybe they're coming for us.
Number 8. The Babadook. Leave it to Australia to create some of the most chilling horror films ever. The Babadook trailer introduces us to Amelia Vanek and her son Sam. After Amelia reads Sam a picture book about the titular creature, he becomes obsessed with it, and Amelia realizes it's not so imaginary.
It's just a book. It can't hurt you.
The Babadook trailer expertly combines supernatural scares with the fear that comes with being a parent and trying to protect your children. After watching this trailer, you might peek under your bed and inside your closet, just to make sure there isn't a Babadook lying in wait. Number 7. It. Not adjusting for inflation, the 2017 film version of Stephen King's It is the highest-grossing horror film of all time. With a trailer this good, it's easy to understand why. In a small Maine town, moments of bliss and joy among childhood friends are overtaken by ominous signs and tragedy before we see a creepy clown in a storm drain.
Here. Take it.
From there, we learn that the town is plagued by a horrible evil, namely Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise. The It trailer is great not only for the unforgettable imagery it creates, but also for how it shows kids teaming up and working together, even in terrifying circumstances.
If we stick together, we'll win.
Number 6. The Witch. Witches are a common occurrence in horror films, but few directors have surrounded them in as much suspense as Robert Eggers did. The trailer for this New England folktale shows a family of Puritans starting over near the woods after being banished from their community. Things feel uneasy from the beginning, and after a game of peekaboo, they only get worse.
Boo! There you are. Boo!
With Jaron Blaschke's gorgeous cinematography and Mark Corvin's spine-tingling music, things get so unsettling, you may be relieved when it's all over. We might not see a single witch in this trailer, but it still manages to put a spell on us.
You've cursed this family.
Number 5. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Many horror movie trailers start off mundane before gradually revealing the scarier aspects. That's not the case with the one for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which immediately shows the characters being terrorized by Leatherface, henchman of perhaps the most frightening family in movie history. With no music to accompany it, this trailer feels like you're watching real-life horrors play out. Gruesome shots of bones and bodies are enough to disturb even the sturdiest of viewers. This trailer is so effective, it even manages to make broad daylight scary. You know what they say, don't mess with Texas.
After you stop screaming, you'll start talking about it.
Number 4. The Shining. Stanley Kubrick was a director who never repeated himself, but The Shining makes us wish he made more horror films. Adapted from Stephen King's best-selling novel, this film has become a classic. The film's trailer stands out as it consists of one continuous shot of the Overlook Hotel's elevators as text crawls up the screen. It effectively builds tension with an intense droning, with string plucks that become increasingly chaotic. This all wonderfully captures the sense of dread foreboding that builds throughout the film, yet here it's done with a very simple presentation. Number 3. The Exorcist. Demonic possession is among the scariest things we can imagine, and the Exorcist trailer reminds us exactly why. While it doesn't show us anywhere near the extent of the transformation Regan McNeil, played by Linda Blair, undergoes, it does make one thing very clear: something truly evil is going on.
Look, your daughter doesn't say she's a demon, she says she's the devil himself. I'm telling you that thing upstairs isn't my daughter.
The Exorcist trailer plays on our fears of the unknown, especially when it comes to our home and family. It's not until the very end that Max von Sydow's titular priest shows up, and by then, we're too tense to feel relieved by his presence.
The one hope. The only hope. The Exorcist.
Number 2, Jaws. Planning a beach trip soon? Then maybe you should hold off on watching the Jaws trailer. Steven Spielberg revolutionized blockbuster filmmaking here, as audiences couldn't pass up the opportunity to see this story of a great white monster.
It lives to kill. A mindless, eating machine. It will attack and devour anything.
Capturing the almost unbearable tension of the film's scariest moments and showcasing John Williams' legendary score, the Jaws trailer can make you feel like you're in the water, waiting for this monster to strike. Although it runs quite a bit longer than most modern trailers, we can't blame the Jaws team for wanting to share as much with us as possible.
None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws.
Before we unveil our spookiest number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Antichrist. No one knows Twisted like Lars von Trier.
All you feel is a pleasant warmth and heaviness.
Rosemary's Baby. Domestic bliss is unraveled in a horrifying fashion. Shutter Island. Scorsese and DiCaprio tackle terror.
We take only the most dangerous and damaged patients, ones no other hospital can manage.
It Follows. A new horror classic got a worthy trailer.
You're not gonna believe me, and I need you to remember what I'm saying. This thing, it's gonna follow you. Somebody gave it to me, and I passed it to you.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Alien. Most horror movie trailers are lucky to have even one truly scary moment. The trailer for Ridley Scott's classic sci-fi horror film is one scary moment. The kind of trailer that will literally leave you white-knuckled. There's no dialogue or voiceover narration, but the trailer doesn't need either to convey the claustrophobic terror of being on this spaceship. The anguished expressions of Ripley and other crew members, along with the high-pitched sound design, give us all the context we need. If you've seen Alien, this trailer will make you want to watch it again. And if you haven't seen Alien, well, what are you waiting for? Just remember what they say about screaming in space. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.